Hello everybody, I'm Garnbreak1, and this is Midgardia RPG. Today we'll be playing the Land of Eam Fantasy RPG, which was kindly provided to me by the authors, who also gave me a couple of volumes of their comic, which is Rickety Stitch and the Gelatinous Goo. It's it is highly amusing. I highly recommend it if you like fantasy with like a kind of a lighthearted tone. And just before I get my lovely players to introduce themselves, I have a couple of things to say. First off, as is often the case, we are sponsored by Roll20. Roll20 is the virtual tabletop solution that we use for all of our games. It has a bunch of fantastic features for running tons of games like Mitch D&D, Pathfinder, Savage Worlds. Not Land of Eam yet, but hopefully someday. Um, it's not even officially released. It's still in beta, so we'll see. Uh, And also, in honor of the holiday season, a bunch of tabletop RPG creators, including Karu from Midgardia, the other DM, have gathered together for a free collaboration centered around a magically powered train soaring through the sky. Along with maps of a wide variety of train cars to navigate through, this collaboration includes a written adventure, new monsters, minis, magic items, and musical tracks to bring it all together into one cohesive package. Most creators have also created their own Patreon-only content, so we highly encourage you to check out their Patrons as well. You can find that on our Patreon, patreon.com/midgardia. Or if you go to midgardia.com/Patreon, it redirects there because we kept saying the wrong one. Yeah. Um, yeah. Show, you want to introduce yourself and your character?
Sure. Hi, I'm Sho. I'm playing Riley Springle, the loyal chum. Their species is Shrim, and their pronouns are they, them.
All right. Ellie.
Hi, I'm Ellie. I am going to be trying out playing Kiri Candleheart, a Bogart. Not sure which is the right pronunciation. Um,
I think it's Bogart, but yeah.
and I have no idea if that's male or female, but sure.
And Pie.
Hey, I'm Pi, and I'm going to play Squeege, the gelatinous goo. Squeege is a valiant dungeoneer and would love nothing more than to discover things in the land of Eam and see them for Squeege self.
All right. And yes, as Pi has hinted, as I hurriedly turn off the grid to make the map look right, and by map I mean cover. Um, this takes place in a place called the Land of Eam. That's the name of the game. It is a whimsical fairy tale kind of place. Um, Dungeons are run by a company, which is weird, but that's a thing that exists and happens. Um, Sorry, somebody's decided to text me right as the session starts. Uh, um, as you can see on the cover, it's cute as hell. It's got talking skeleton. Well, it's got animate skeletons. There's only one that talks. Uh, and also gelatinous goo. You can also see the gelatinous goo on the cover. Look at that cute boy.
Squish,
Just
squish.
yeah. Um. Yeah. So today's wonderful adventure brings you. Yeah. Before I say that, how do you three know each other?
Well, I don't quite know how we met, but I'm guessing. Hmm. All it said on my relationships was that Squeege is a big grump, and I'm gonna do my darndest to make them my friends. So I probably saw a very, very unapproachable looking goo somewhere and decided I wanted to approach it. Yep.
Meanwhile, Kiri and I don't know how we met. I, I don't remember. It's been a while. But I'm not sure which part of this is neck and which part of this is body, but I would risk my neck to save Kiri from any danger, and Kiri would do the same for me because we've been through thick and thin, and we've seen so much stuff.
Thick and thin and squishy.
Yeah, I do the thin stuff because I can squish through tiny openings.
And I cheer her on. I cheer on everyone. but I especially cheer on Squeege and Riley.
Excellent. So you three have spent some time together traveling throughout the land of the land of Eam, and specifically the region of Used to Be, which is the name of the forest area y'all are in, and you've heard rumors a place that you once spent many drunken nights and early hungover mornings is closing its doors. It's faced financial trouble, and you head into the area. You find the rumors are true. Wally's Waffles and Whaleworks is shutting its doors. You've all made your way to the tavern for one last night of laughter, tears, and tons of sweet, syrupy stacks of waffles with a side haunch of whaleorg meat. As you walk through the creaky saloon doors, you scan the packed room to see friends you haven't talked to in ages. There's Shumwise the Shrim, twiddling his whiskers and hyping up his crazy new business venture. And there's Happy Dunstan, the only boggart to ever complete Wally's Howling Hot challenge and live to tell about it. Rogram the Bridge Troll and Tabitha the Rascal deal another hand of their huzzah cards. And you can't help but feel a pang of nostalgia for this little scrappy dive where everyone knows your names. What would you like to do?
Is there anyone having an eating contest right now? I should cheer them on.
I mean, hell, there's probably somebody slamming back a ton of waffles.
But is anyone taking the hot challenge to become the second and only?
Hey, Squeege.
Yeah.
I bet you could do it.
Oh no! I was sneezing out spices for at least 2 weeks the last time I tried that.
Mm.
Ooh.
Well,
I'm all tummy and it all grumbled last time.
This might be your last chance ever, Squeege.
I mean, that's fair.
I'll cheer you on. You know I will.
You get a heroic title from it.
Okay, just one more time.
Go, Squeege, go! You can do it, Squeege!
Alright, you stumble, God, what kind, how do I describe your locomotion? You slither? You goo?
Blorb?
You goo.
You glorb your way over there, yeah. Up to the counter. Can you talk?
It says I have disadvantage when talking without a party.
Well, that's why Kiri and Riley are here, apparently.
Alright.
Yeah, they've understood the strange goo motions, but it's a little harder for other people, so I usually have a translator.
Well, well, luckily there is handy signage, so you glorb your way over there and flail a pseudopod at the Howling Hot challenge sign. And Wally looks at you and goes, "Are you sure?"
I nod my bulbous head.
That means yes.
Okay. And within just a couple of minutes, you take your seat and you are served a jumbo flaming hot chili hexed haunch of Wayorg meat on a bed of 40 waffles. You have 1 hour, no napkins, no drinks.
No napkins.
Napkins.
I'm my own napkin, and I'm just gonna have to be my own drink too.
Oh, that's incredibly gross. All right.
You can do it. You can do it. Just absorb the whole thing.
Yeah. What is a waffle if not a funny shaped napkin?
That's one way to look at it. Positive thinking. A+.
What's your vitality score there, Squeege?
It's a vitality.
It's
Somewhere on there.
I have vim and I have vigor.
vitality is a skill from
Oh.
vigor.
I have a +2.
Alright. Would you roll 2 d12s for me?
Oh, whoa. 10.
Wow.
Well, they're not additive. You have disadvantage.
Oh,
Sorry for getting your hopes up.
Blorp.
I thought that was.
Mm-mm.
I have a 4.
You have a 4. Plus
no.
plus the 2 from your skill.
I have a 6. I have
You
a
have a
6.
6. You get about a third of the way through. Before everything burns. Like you can swear that your hue is slowly turning redder as you're absorbing the chili powder. The bad news is it hurts and you cannot finish it within the hour. The good news is that anything that eats you will probably suffer the same fate.
Wow.
I don't recommend kissing anybody right now.
I'm spicy squeege.
Spicy squeege, go, go, go.
Blorp.
Can a
Blorp.
gelatinous goo sweat? Because I think you're looking a little bit shinier than usual.
What? That's just
Hey.
uh, just, the look of spice in the light.
Squint.
Maybe this was a bad idea?
I wonder if that's flammable.
Well, you'll just have to keep wondering.
I was gonna say, please do not ignite the squeege.
I wasn't planning it. No. I wasn't thinking about doing that. I was thinking about making a little faceplate thing so that if Squeege breathed out, they could breathe fire.
Oh, that could be
Mhm.
fun. We could have Squeege breathe fire at enemies.
I'll just hold the torch and sneeze at them.
Oh no.
Oh, I guess that's better than the other end.
And Wally comes over and pats you on your little hard hat and goes, "Better luck." Well, I'd say better luck next time, but you know.
There's gotta be some way to save the Waffle House.
Best waffles in the world. I will remember your waffles in song.
I appreciate it. So you while the night away with beer and waffles, and Squeeze desperately tries to regain their normal color. About halfway through the night, Wally gets on stage to thank the crowd. I really should have looked up how I'm supposed to roleplay him and how he's supposed to talk, but I didn't. So enjoy me. Dearest friends and patrons, it brings me great joy and sorrow to have you all here tonight, providing the used-to-be forest with the finest Weorg meat, tastiest waffles, and crispiest fried critters this side of the river country has been my greatest passion in life. But like I said to my first mate, Leaf Lavender, all them years ago on the open sea, nothing lasts forever, so let's drink until we die. The crowd claps and cheers, but is interrupted by the jeers of a pair of, Subterranean Pits and Layers Incorporated goons. It's a company that runs dungeons. Uh, Getty Fumpkin and Rourke Scribejaw. Getty Fumpkin shouts, "Drink up, Wally, 'cause after tonight it's curtains for you." And Rourke says, "Ha ha, yeah, this place belongs to SPL now."
SP.
Subterranean
Really?
Pits and Layers.
Yeah, I know. Yuck.
Ew. I don't like them.
Nope.
Me either. There's gotta be
Hey.
some way we can make sure that they don't get it.
Hey, hey, Squeege.
Yeah.
Can you breathe fire on their shoes? Maybe if their feet are hot, they'll take off. Get it?
No, but I'll try it. Blorp, blorp, blorp. And I'm just going to accidentally step on some shoes on my way to the fountain.
Oh, my shoes, you little goop. Oh, it burns.
Wow, I didn't think that would actually work like that.
It's very hot.
Are their shoes dissolving?
Yes.
That would be awesome. Yes.
And Squeege, you managed to find some water and then make your way back to the table. Now slightly more liquidious than previous, slightly less viscous. Is it more viscous or less viscous?
More viscous means thicker.
Slightly less viscous than previous. Uh, and as you do, as you manage to glorb your way back up onto the stool, uh, that's really disgusting to think about, actually. Mm.
It's more of an encompassing the stool. Ugh. Yeah,
Oh,
encompassing the stool instead of like rolling up onto it.
uh,
That did not help.
Oh, oh gosh.
yeah, no,
I
just
hate
like
you guys.
form yourself around it and then just like until you're on top of it.
Oh.
You know,
Hmm.
you know that bit in Adventure Time where like Jake becomes a car and then absorbs Finn into him, and Finn just looks horrified afterwards? That's what I'm feeling.
Let's
Yeah.
just go with chair instead of stool. I'll feel a lot better with that word, Joey.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, yeah, yeah. I could totally see Riley just kind of building more of a bowl on top of the chair. It would probably hold Squeege a little better.
Oh, poor Squeege.
Maybe they just put a plate on top of it.
Maybe.
Like I said, a bowl.
So,
Gelatinous cube take different shapes.
I think so. There's at least some degree of like motion available to it.
Hey,
Oh
Squeeze,
yes,
you could
but I haven't talked to my cousins, the cubes, in a bit. But we gelatinous goos can be any shape. The cubes, they have their structures, and it's very important to them to keep their corners sharp.
Huh.
couldn't you have, in theory, just become like a giant bowl, and we could just put, the 40 waffles and spicy stuff in the bowl, and then you'd be like, "Hey, I ate it."
Uh-huh. And I just point my pseudopod at the rules, and underneath everything, there's a little fine print that says, "No automatic absorption by gelatinous goos."
Aw.
It's been thought of before.
Well, you can't blame a girl for trying. Imagine the great ballad I could have written about the gelatinous goo that ate all of that in 1 hour. Missed chances.
As you are sitting around reminiscing of what could have been, were you able to absorb frightening amounts of spice into your body? A figure approaches from the darkness of the tavern behind you and puts a hand on Squeege's little hard hat. And it's Wally, the owner. You asked me if there was anything you could do earlier. Are you
Yes,
still
Waffle
interested?
Master.
Gosh, Squeege is cute.
Mm-hmm.
There is one way we can prevent subterranean pits and layers from taking the tavern.
Oh?
Th-
How?
They claim that they own this property, and I do have a property deed, but I've looked everywhere and I just can't seem to find it. It's got to be in the basement somewhere. The the rats must have gotten to it. But I've got rats in the basement. Yeah, just try and be discreet about it, will you? People are trying to eat, you know.
I mean,
Oh,
it's,
yeah.
So,
yeah,
no
it's like any other kind of
screaming or
tavern.
singing about rats. Got it.
Exactly.
Well,
There's-
you're good to come to Squeege, the best treasure finder in all the Underlands. Why,
I
me and my boggle crew, we could find anything.
We can do it. Yes, we can.
For my parties. Goodness. One of my Dungeoneer abilities is Boggle Crew. You have an expendable crew of boggles that accompany you on your expeditions. Once per session, you can boss them around for various purposes. They are especially good for distraction, menial labor, and triggering traps.
So we should chuck them all into the basement and eat waffles.
No, no, no. Zam
Oh,
the sneaky boggle. Oh, he's their leader. And if I'm not with them, then he uses all of his knack to get out of doing things the right way.
so you're like their
Ah.
overseer.
Yeah, yeah. Zam's my underling. We have an understanding, he and I.
Hmm. Sounds like an adventure to write songs about. Let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, in the nick of time.
Alright. Wally leads you over to a door that says staff only, do not enter on it. Pulls out a key ring and selects the correct key. Unlocks it and ushers you in. And below you, you see a set of stairs, and then crates, boxes, sacks, and it smells terrible.
Oh dear. Hey Waffle Master,
Have
do
fun!
you have any do you, do you have any clothespins maybe?
Might be some down in the basement.
That
Don't
will
you fancy people have those fingies or whatever they call them?
fingers?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but how am I supposed to play a song and, hold my nose at the same time?
Well,
Hmm.
then you just
We can't create more of them. We don't work like that.
why don't you just like take some cloth and stick it up your nose then?
Suppose I could try that.
Or here. I have an extra bandana.
Ooh, do you think that'll make me look more dashing?
Well, there's one way to find out.
I'm just gonna kind of squint to curate. Maybe this one, and then pull out a different colored one.
Much better choice.
Mm-hmm.
I take the bandana and tie it behind my head and fluff my hair over it.
I'm gonna look at Screech, and then I'm gonna reach up to Kiri and be like, I meant maybe it could hold the smell, and then I'm just gonna tie it around Kiri's nose, or Kiri's, face. And I'm gonna take one out for myself
Get
too.
what you mean?
More like this.
Sure, I meant to do that.
I'm just gonna pat her on the head. I've definitely had to make use of these when working back in the mines.
Huh.
Alright. So, before you is a room entirely filled with, various perilously stacked crates and boxes and sacks of probably a lot of rotting things. What would you like to do?
Well, start at the beginning and work your way through.
Mm-hmm. He didn't say where in the basement it was, did he? Just that it was in the basement?
Well, if he knew where in the basement it was, this wouldn't even be a thing.
Weege, you want to see how far you can bounce if I toss you down?
No! The last time you did that, I got stuck on a stalagmite.
But it's not like it hurts.
I was spitting out pebbles for an entire day.
But they looked really cool.
I mean, to be fair.
And you wondered why I spit half of the pebbles at you.
That was
I mean,
less fun.
they were quartz, and you did wind up polishing them really nicely.
This
That's-
is why the other half went to you.
And I
We're
was
such
very
good
thankful for
friends.
them. I made this out of it, and I'm gonna pull out a little tinker thingamabob.
I blorp up some debris and spit it. at Riley.
I hold out my instrument where I've put one of the polished quartz pebbles in the deck of the base of my fiddle, so it's pretty. I
Fancy.
kept mine too.
I take the grumbliest, angriest looking goo shape I can.
Like,
Please.
oh,
I
God.
should write a song about your cuteness. We can all sing it while we're digging through all this stuff.
I can't carry a tune in a bucket.
That's okay. I really can't either.
I'll have you two know I'm still spicy, and I will eat both of your shoes if you don't hurry up and let's go down the basement.
All right, all right, all right.
I will tiptoe gingerly down the stairs into
Alright.
the depths of the basement, and I hum dramatic music.
Who's got the light?
Oh, hold on. Here. I'm just gonna fumble for a minute, and then I
Why
will grab...
do you have a stick of dynamite in your backpack?
I don't know, but I also have flint and tinder.
Wait,
Good.
what? The real
And a
question is,
hatchet.
why do I have 3 shovels?
Because you're a dungeoneer, I guess. But I have a hatchet, a saw, a frying pan, flint and tinder, and a stick of dynamite, and then a bedroll and rations.
I have a lasso, which I guess is good for when
Climbing.
Tweej gets out of control, and
That's not what I was thinking, but okay.
I like that's not even if.
When?
I could also use it for tying up Riley. But that's maybe for a different story.
Blush.
Not everyone has my proficiency of seeing in the dark.
Yeah, I will take out my little lantern because I do have one, and I'll light it.
As you light up the lantern, you can see that there are 2 doors that head out of this room. One to the left and one straight forward, both of which are blocked by the piles of various detritus.
You know, the funnest stuff is found in the weirdest places. Let's check out these boxes.
Okay.
Oh, he said he looked all over. I'm pretty sure he would have looked in the boxes already.
Well, as you said, some people can't see in the dark.
Well, we should move the boxes out of the way as we look through them so we can go through this door.
Yep.
I think we should go to the eeny, meeny, squeegee right.
There is no right. There's just straight forward and left.
That's correct.
Look, there's the left door and the right door. You just have to figure out which way you're facing. So I face in between the 2 doors, and the one to my right is the one you think is the front door. I'm the smartest squeege.
I'd like to kind of bump into Squeege and make it so that the door that's to their right is actually the left door.
Can I bump a box of papers over onto Squeege?
Yes.
Oh man, that's mean.
Yes, you can.
I want to see what happens to the papers when they come in contact with the spicy Squeege.
But hold on. What if one of those papers is the deed?
Then it'll be a spicy deed.
I assure you the deed will be very fancy looking and hard to mistake.
Do these papers look at all important that are around me now?
They look like inventory sheets.
So what you're telling me is that I can moisten them and spitball them at my quote-unquote friends at will.
Sure.
Patooey, patooey.
No. I'm just gonna bat one of them with the frying pan.
You've given me so much ammo.
Kyria swings her fiddle like kind of like a baseball bat to try to knock spitballs back.
Hey, Show.
Probably.
Yes.
You want to give me a Vim check?
A Vim. Oh no.
D12
What
plus
kind?
stat.
D12 plus stat, just a straight out. Okay.
Yep.
7.
All right. If I recall correctly, that is a success with. Sorry, that's a
Success asterisk.
Yeah, success asterisk. Good news.
Oh no.
Good news. You do successfully deflect the spitballs with your frying pan. Bad news. As you move to get into position, you accidentally hit one of the giant stacks of crates and various rotting materials, and knock it over, creating a loud clattering sound. Just thought you should know.
I'm gonna
Hmm.
very quickly put my frying pan behind my back and be like, I didn't do it.
I am going to strum a song really loudly to try to cover up the noise and sing something about spicy waffles.
I'm going to hide in this box because I have a proficiency in hiding.
Alright, as you start to play. Oh, I guess normally you hear this, but sorry, Sho, what was your character's name again?
Riley.
Riley. And Ellie, yours was Kirlia? Is that right?
Kiri.
Kiri. Okay.
If
Riley.
you want, you can fix your names in the display name and settings.
Yes, I would appreciate it. Eyes is easy because it's Squeege and it's really funny.
I tried to click on it and then all of a sudden Squeed showed up on top of me.
What?
Yeah, hit the cog in the top right, and then edit your
Oh.
name over there.
Yeah, it'll say display name, then you can put in
Ah.
parentheses, and then just hit save name.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Riley, as Kiri starts playing, you see movement behind her, and it's not Squeege. Squeege is hiding in a box beside you.
Shoot. Yeah,
Like-
does it sound like squeaky?
Well,
Like
you can't
rat?
hear it over the sound of the music, unfortunately.
Kiri?
Sorry.
No, you're good. There's just something moving behind you. I think it might be a rat. And I'm gonna take out my my bow.
All right. Why don't you all give me crap? What is it for initiative?
It's perception plus roll. D12.
Yeah, give me a D12 plus your perceptions, my good friends.
It's like /R D12.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
It didn't actually roll it for me.
Yeah, you just rolled
a 12.
the number
I
12
know.
instead of.
I know. I mean, I was like, ooh, I gotta. Nope, I didn't.
All right.
4.
Okay. So, Kiri and Pi, you get to go before the horrible thing tries to kill Kiri. Kiri, you see Riley like taking aim at something behind you. What would you like to do?
I am probably going to end on a discordant twang of my attempted song and then probably whirl around and kick it because I don't like surprises. Not when I'm trying to play a song. It's very rude.
All right. Sorry, I'm just double checking how attacks work.
Don't always do the most expected attack.
Yeah, I'm
If
just
that
not sure what.
Attack determines prowess at striking foes. Your attack is equal to your vigor modifier.
Oh right. You just have a stat called attack. Okay. Yeah. Give me a D12 plus your attack.
an
Thank you, Pi.
attack is which stat? Oh,
In the axe.
okay. So it's a 1d12?
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't do that right. Yikes. Apparently,
Oh,
I got
no.
really startled.
That's a 1 for listeners.
Whiff.
Yes, I
Why don't you,
I'm
Oh
how,
no.
how about you give me a d6 as well?
Oh no.
Since that's classed as a complete miss. Actually, yeah, no, that's a complete miss. 5. Oh no. So 5 on the complete misses chart is character misses and disrupts an ally's next attack or action.
so I kind of swung wildly and kick Riley or the gelatinous goo.
I was taking my dagger to in one pseudopod to slither up for a sneak attack when suddenly a foot appeared.
Yeah, unfortunately, you're knocked back by Kiri's foot. I'm sorry, Pi. That's your turn gone.
Oh no.
Uh,
Sorry, I'll cheer you on next turn.
Kiri, a tube-like thing with 4 fangs, around the edge of the front hole of the tube, springs out of the crates and sacks at you.
You are not a rat.
That's a 6. So, bad news is it hits you. It's not it's not a fucking centipede show. More like a snake. More like
Well, at least I don't have a pathological fear of snakes. That's a positive.
yeah. Good news, that is a hit with a counterattack, which, if I'm understanding this correctly, means that you get another chance to try and hit the bastard.
Awesome.
Sorry, you hit and deal dread, but your target. Yeah, okay. Make an attack roll against it.
How does dread work?
Dread's
is
your
that?
damage, basically. So
Ah,
it's gonna deal 4 damage to your courage, and you get to make a attack against it.
is that 1d4 then, or
It's
attack or
the same roll as the one that you tried to attack it with. 1d12 plus your attack stat.
The stat that's in the axe.
So that's 1d12 minus 1 for you. 10.
Whoa.
That is a solid hit. Congratulations. And then yeah, give me the roll for the dread, which I believe you said was a d4.
I keep forgetting to write the R and then just doing backslash the die. Oh, that was
1.
unpleasant.
Alright, so this thing leaps over the darkness, like, wraps its weird tentacle spike fangs around your arm, and you manage to get a nice blow onto its head, but it's still there, unfortunately.
Oh no.
A dinky bink on the head with the bow of my fiddle.
Yeah, basically. This thing's about 4 feet long, by the way.
Yeah, the bow of my fiddle is probably not the best snake fighting weapon.
Maybe not. Uh, Riley, what would you like to
Yeah.
do?
I would like to try and shoot it.
Alright, for ranged attacks, it is d12 plus attack, yeah.
That's a 6.
That is a miss with a plus. So give me a d6.
A 6.
Alright.
Nice.
Why couldn't I have rolled that before?
You did.
So you don't hit it, but in its attempts to dodge your attacks, it like rise in such a way that it gets the back of itself caught between two of the like stacks, making it easier to hit for the next person to try.
Cool.
And initiative in this game is rerolled every round. It's against like a static target number. So why don't you all give me what was that, d12 plus
Perception.
d12 plus perception? Thank you.
Oh no. No, my sheet. Come back.
That's why I have it printed.
Yep.
Plus what?
Perception.
Yeah.
Oh.
This is where Squeege remembers that they're not very perceptive.
Wow.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Okay, well, Riley, I guess you're the next one to attack.
Yeah, okay.
Give me an attack roll advantage, so 2d12 plus your attack.
That's a critical hit. I think.
Nice.
That is a 12, which, yes, is a critical hit. Congratulations.
Awesome.
Was that just a little, like, smug noise?
Yeah, it was.
Adorable.
I have to figure out what critical hits actually mean in this game.
You successfully hit and deal double your dread roll to it. So,
Oh.
give me your dread roll and we'll double that.
Wait, should I just roll 2d6 or do you want me to roll 1 and d6 and we'll
Roll 1 and we'll double it.
6!
So that's... Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah, so you said you had a crossbow?
I had a bow.
A bow, a normal bow. Alright. So you line up, and this thing is like trying to wriggle its way out while also maintaining its grip. And you let loose an arrow that flies majestically through the air, pierces the... It's not really a head, but like the frontmost part of this creature and rips it off of your comrade's arm, pinning it against the wall, where it rises a little bit before dying.
Don't hurt my friend! Carrie, remember this. You can write a song about it later.
I will. That was a very dramatic fight against the evil serpent.
You only got that because you keep practicing on my pseudopods.
Yeah?
They are
And-
very snake-like.
Mm-hmm. Listen, it writhed in the exact same way that your pseudopod writhed, and I've been very good at pinning those.
You guys want to know the name of that thing?
What?
It's called a slurp worm.
Oh no!
It can
I
swallow
hate it.
prey up to 20 times its size.
Like a gelatinous glob.
Exactly.
Oh.
Oh, wait, that's horrifying.
Yeah.
Squeege, I think they just killed your cousin.
Kind of uppity and pointy anyway.
Better looking than your cousin Squeege.
You see a little shine to my hard hat.
Aw, did I make Squeege blush?
No, that's the spice.
Oh. Sad. I don't think I'd ever... I wonder if anyone's ever written a love story about a Squeege that blushes.
It'd be the first.
I could be the first.
50
I
Shades,
hope you.
50 Shades of Goo coming to a newsstand near you.
Oh, God. Boo! Boo!
Oh,
I
man.
say.
No, goo. More goo, my dude, as they say.
Thanks.
I
hate
hope
it.
you two have learned your lessons about making too much noise. Everything will know where we are. We hurry up, and we have to search for things.
Yes, let's look.
We have to save the Waffle Master.
So you guys looking around the room more, or going through one of the doors?
Well, if they're distracted with looking, I'm going to open the door.
Which door?
The right door, as
I
I look
open
in
the
between the
left
two.
door.
Alright. Squeege, you open the right door, by which I mean the door that is straightforward when you entered this room. And you see a substantially less packed room, occupied only by two large rats fighting over a glowing piece of cheese. Which look at you.
Flowing piece of cheese.
I closed the door.
Good choice.
For now.
You see no
This
exits
one
to
has
that room.
cheese.
Glowing cheese.
Alright. I open the door to the left.
Alright. You see, this appears to be something more like an office. There's a gigantic hole in the back wall behind the desk. And above that there is a painting of Wally with Leaf Lavender, his former first mate. There's, some books and some books on a shelf and that kind of stuff. And an old suit of armor that would fit a very short person in one corner, along with animal and humanoid tracks littering the dirt coming from the hole in the back of the room.
A secret passage!
Oh, and a model ship in a bottle. Just so you should know.
Well,
Like empty bottles and stuff in the main basement room, like different plastic containers or glass containers.
No, an empty ship, like a model ship in a bottle. Like the...
one of the ones that you actually build inside the bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not in the office, in the actual basement area that we first entered.
Oh, yeah, there were probably some empty containers.
Curie's gonna collect a few different empty ones and try to make like the equivalent of a glass harp where you can blow over the top and get different notes.
Oh, yeah, got that jug band going. Just put more or
Yeah.
less of squeege in there and you're good. I'm
Well,
sorry,
Take one
squeege.
shovel and smack the Eve Master.
Oh yeah, I don't actually know what I'm called in this. I think it's just Game Master. I should have... Yeah, it's just
Well,
Game Master.
let's look.
Well, you're
In
the
the
Game Master and I'm the Goo Master.
Let's look in the office and see if we can find whatever paperwork, because paperwork generally tends to live in these offices, right?
Hope it's not alive. Alright.
One of my abilities says is called narrator. It says roll plus inspire. How do I What do I
Inspires
roll?
a skill. It's the second one there.
Okay. So is it like 1d12?
Yeah, everything's 1d12.
Okay.
What does narrator skill do?
Wheel? Once per session, narrate a desired outcome of a specific action or situation, beginning with the phrase "and then."
Oh no.
You receive a 1+ bonus for rhyming.
God.
This ability cannot affect combat.
And I think it's also still subject to my rulings. So you can't just go, and then I find the deed.
Aw. Okay.
Sorry, and then I find the deed that we need for that +1 bonus.
Can I find something shiny?
I mean, sure. Tell me what your... Give me your rhymes and then make a roll.
I'll give you some extra time to think about your rhymes.
Yeah, because I had to change it. I had written it for the day.
I would
mean,
like. I would
didn't
like
think that was
to.
like the main part of the plot. I assumed we had multiple things to do. So
Yeah, I'd like to inspire my Boggle crew to search every nook and cranny of this office to see where it would be, and if they find where it would be, if it's been tampered with.
Alright, I'll handle Kiri's first, and then we will get to that, because, Kiri, what would you like to... What are you trying to do?
find something to upgrade my fiddle, I think, to make it shinier and maybe hit a little bit truer or automatically tune my music so it's not discordant.
Alright, I mean, it's a pretty good roll, so give me your narration, start with and then I find...
And then in the desk, the shiniest prize, a magical tuner before our eyes.
Sweet. Alright, yeah, hell, we'll give you a +1 dread for that, for the rest of the session.
Ooh.
Alright, Squeege. This is a really fun name to say.
I
Squeege.
know, right?
Right? Yeah, it's Squeege. Squeege, what you squeeging?
So I have to roll plus inspire or intimidate to boss them around for various purposes. And my underling has +1 in knack and all of knack skills, and a -3 to anything else.
Mm.
Thankfully, search is under knack.
Alright. Give me D12 plus knack then. Also, chat informs me that I am officially now Goo Master Garm.
Make it
I like
so. Two.
I would like to use my ability Lend a Hand. Once per session, when if an ally fails a roll, you can attempt to make the check instead and replace the ally's result. Also, you roll with advantage whenever you attempt to catch someone's fall, pull them out of danger, blah blah blah. So I'd like to try and
Help!
roll. I can't actually do worse than that. Well,
It's
I can.
true.
Yeah, give me a D12 plus knack.
11.
Alright. So,
I feel like that did better.
slightly better, yes.
I mean, it was still 2 1s. It was just a 1 next to a 1 instead of a 1 plus a 1.
Yeah.
Alright, so Pi. So
Yeah.
Sweej. Your boggles, they come back and indicate to you that they've found where the deed should be, and they lead your gelatinousness to a section of shelf that is, like the sword holders, like for katanas, like the the 2 pieces of wood and it's all fancy.
Blorp, 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 blorp.
There's one of those and it's empty, and there's a plaque screwed onto it that says "the deed" in fancy script. It is completely empty.
It's not a good idea to have a big pointing arrow saying "Steal me" right here. Which is basically what that plaque is.
Indeed.
Is it any wonder that it's gone off walking?
We have to. All right. So it was here, and it was about yay big. Blorp, 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 blorp. You know what? I heard rumors. Reconnoiter. I roll plus realms and make up a fact or rumor about a point of interest or group.
Percontour, I believe. Yes.
And I guess I should roll the thing first. Plus realms. 9. And I've heard rumors of parties going around and trying to prove that security is important by taking all of the things that are in obvious places where they shouldn't be and hiding them somewhere where it would be more secure. Hopefully, though, they still put it in like Waffle Master's building and not someone else's building, though. If it was them.
All right. Do you want to use that knowledge to like look around more, check the more secure parts of the office?
Or maybe they decided that it needed to be a secret spotter. Yeah, it needed to be more well hidden than the obvious plaque of "steal this thing." So they steal things to prove their point, and then put it back somewhere safer.
All right. Well, as you're digging around, you manage to find a like a safe under the desk. What would you like to do?
Hey, Squeech, can you make one of your pseudopods into a key?
I flatly, very flatly, because I am a goo, look at Kiri. Don't you remember the last time we tried that? I got a cramp in my pseudopod, and the lock got gooed shut.
Yep. We couldn't open it for 2 years.
And then it had rusted. Downside of getting goo in the gears.
Hey, Garm.
Yeah.
I'd like to pull out. Well, first of all, is this a safe that needs a key, or is it a safe that has a combination?
Yeah, how does this open?
Yeah, key sounds fine. I like it.
Okay. All right. I'm going to take out a bunch of my tinkering tools because I have those, and I'd like to try and use them to kind of disassemble the lock so that we can just kind of open it.
Careful, careful. What if it's those fancy ones that can tell if you tamper with it?
If he could afford one of those fancy ones, I don't think he would have this problem.
No, that means you just, have the problem that you can't open the lock.
Knack is a skill that exists, right?
Yeah, but
Yep.
I'd like to try and use Tinker
Oh, Tinker's an
to
actual
use
skill.
my know-how to actually,
Yeah, sure.
understand how to disassemble.
Yeah, just a straight roll. Go for it.
Well, it's actually a Tinker roll.
Well, I mean, it's not advantage or disadvantage.
14.
14.
I've not done this a lot in my life at all.
Yeah, certainly.
That's
You-
not why we brought him along at all.
Certainly. So you go to work with your tools, and you sit there for a minute, going, "All right, bind on 1, bind on 2, click on 3, bind on 4." And the door to the safe slowly swings open, revealing a can of Dew of the Mountain.
What?
Oh,
Anything else or just that?
No, just that.
What do you
So
mean
wait.
anything else? This is the rarest can I've ever seen. This is even rarer than the Flash, the one that had so much sugar and so much energy in it that they had to stop making it entirely.
I wonder what a carbonated and caffeinated gelatinous glue looks like.
Let's not find out. I'm just gonna put it in my
Oh,
bag for
no,
now.
no, you put that back. That is the Waffle Master's most treasured possession. You can't just take it.
Are you sure? He just did.
You have gained 1 can of Dew of the Mountain, Electroshock Edition.
I will write a ballad about the tinker that opens the safe and steals the soda.
I'll take it out of my pack slowly, put it back in, and then re-tinker the safe shut.
The Dew of the
That's not-
Mountain has been returned to its rightful place.
That's not the kind of story I'd like to be told about me.
But I'd already written the first paragraph. It was going to be so epic, and I had the perfect chords written already in my head.
You got no choice. You gotta steal it now, man.
Fine. Yoink.
I slap you with the pseudopod.
Slap Kiri. She's the one who's making me do it.
I'm not making you do it. I'm just
Raise eyebrows. I think that was a
highly
guilt skill check
advocating.
with advantage.
You want to do what, sorry?
I think that was a guilt skill check with advantage.
Yeah,
not to
alright.
break the fourth wall.
I was perfectly willing to accept that guilt was an actual skill in this.
I mean,
It's in
it probably
tone.
was under Vim
Yeah, alright.
because those are the very charm. Yeah.
+2 to charm.
Yeah.
Alright, so are you taking the Dew of the Mountain or not? Electroshock Edition.
Yeah, I will. We'll give it to him if we don't need it later.
You can give it to Mr. Waffle and then tell him that he needs a better safe.
Yep. I'll also offer him a 10% discount if we find the deed, and he can pay it in waffles.
That's a good idea.
You two
Or
are the
even better.
worst.
Free waffles.
You two are the worst.
What? You want to try the spicy waffle challenge again?
Yeah, because we're gonna save the waffle place and I'll be able to.
That's a good point.
Love
I would like to
Squeege.
blorp off into the direction of the hole in the wall.
Alright.
How big is the hole in the wall?
I don't care.
Everybody except for Squeege has to crawl on hands and knees to get through it. Squeege
For
just
that, I am making hands and knees just so I can prove it's easy.
How many of them?
That's a closely
One
guarded
hand
Goo
and
secret.
6 knees.
Alright,
I
so
have in fact created the bee's knees.
Oh my god, do they buzz every time you move them?
Classic Goo secrets.
You have to share the details for my ballad. How can
Isn't
I
that
write-
what your imagination's for?
So you want me to write you as rainbow colored with 6 pairs of legs?
I will disintegrate all of your scores.
But why?
Defamation!
Nothing wrong with having 6 legs or
Yes.
Come
visible
on.
colors.
Come on.
The best number of legs is 0.
But how can you stride gallantly in front of your adoring fans? Well, I guess you just have to blorb, blorb, blorb in front of your adoring fans.
The fans love the blorb.
Do you know how hard it is to rhyme blorb?
It builds character for you.
That's what they all say.
Alright, Squeege, you managed to squeege your way through the tunnel.
Good. That's a definite dad level pun. Well done.
Mm-hmm.
Was there a pun in there?
Squeeze your way through?
Squeeze, squeeze.
Oh. Yeah, alright. Anyway, outside the tunnel. Sorry. Wait, in the tunnel? Yeah, okay, you don't make it all the way through the tunnel. My mistake. About halfway down, you find a dead, called a kilo rat. It's like the ones you saw earlier. They're about the size of a wolf. There's a dead one in there with a knife in its belly.
Did you say tequila rat? Because that's totally what I heard.
Kilo, like the prefix.
Instead of
Oh.
a pound rat.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I was like, tequila rat? That's pretty fancy.
Hey, free knife.
Tequila rat does sound fitting for the setting, but
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it is a tavern.
I mean, yeah, no, just a good old kilo rat with a knife in its belly.
No, it's just a kilo rat.
Okay. And
This has absorbed the knife. And now the squeege.
Now there's a squeege with a knife in its belly.
hey, Swede, what do you have there? A knife? No.
No!
Do you launch the knife like a projectile from like a pseudopod? Just be like, Peh!
Oh, you should try that with this dagger.
I'm gonna regret the next words that come out of my mouth, but
Yes, you are.
as you make your way through, you also find a bloody stick of dynamite in the dirt.
Mine. Yoink.
I purposefully
No.
shape myself around this thing so I
No.
don't touch any of it.
That's fair.
I'm definitely going to pick it up and put it in my pack because apparently this is how I got the first one.
Yeah, that tracks.
Or I mean, it could also be because I used to be a miner at some point, but you know.
Yeah, there's a reason they fired you.
No, that was not the reason they fired me.
Uh-huh.
And listen, Bragg Thurk fucking tried to sum me out to the Sarpathy. And I spit off to one side.
You all need to fight against the Sarpathy.
I spit off to the other side.
All
Are
right.
you gonna spit every time you hear the word Sarpathy?
I spit.
Joey.
At the end of the tunnel, there's a small landing where you can stand upright, and then a 30-foot drop. What would you like to do?
Oh,
Going first, I'll play their swan song.
hey, wait! Don't you have a lasso?
I have a repelling harness is what I have.
How does a blob of gelatinous glue stay in a harness? Wouldn't you like ooze through the holes?
No. You just have to make sure that they're almost
No.
frozen enough to be solid.
No. You just make sure that you aren't too hydrated so that you drip out, and the viscosity keeps everything together.
So we need to hang you out in the sun to dry.
No. I take out my repelling harness to get everything set up. And does one of you need to borrow my pickaxe?
Yes.
So does this mean I don't get to write a swan song?
Not yet. Keep your chin
Not
up.
yet.
Soon.
Soon? Okay.
Put those down feathers back.
I've never gotten to written someone's glorious final swan song, but I'm sure it'll make my most famous piece. I pull out my lasso and hand it over because knots are not my best skill.
You
And
just see a judging hard hat disappear down the cliff.
Garm, is there anywhere we could tie the lasso to, so we could use it kind of to climb down, or at least assist us in climbing down?
I mean, you can impale one of the spare shovels into the ground and use that. Probably the best you get.
Okay.
Starts spare shovels.
One of the absolutely mandatory shovels.
how long is my lasso?
Doesn't say.
At least 30 feet.
How long is the drop?
30
At
feet.
least 30 feet.
My poor lasso. It's like the only decent gear I have. It's change of clothing, rations, lasso, pen and paper. I'm not really well equipped for an adventure,
You really aren't.
but I look beautiful. At least there's that.
That's the important part.
I flip
It's
my
why
blue
we've been
hair
together, because I've been trying to teach Kiri how to be a dungeoneer.
Hey, Squeege, what would happen if I landed on you?
I would shape myself out of the way.
And if they weren't fast enough for that, there'd be a very, very, very fart-like noise. Not speaking from experience.
And you would damage me because bits of me would fly off and I'd never find them again.
But you
wouldn't do
did
that to
say
me,
you'd
though.
risk your neck for me.
But
Yes, and I expect you would do the same, which means you wouldn't try and kill me.
Fine, fine. Hey, Riley, would you help me tie my poor lasso to something up here?
Yes. I mean, to the shovel that we just impaled in the ground.
It's free
I'll
shovel.
come back for your shovel.
Alright, so you guys make your way down, and you find yourselves in a stretching, twisting series of caverns. Would you like to go left, forward, or back?
Can we try and see if there are humanoid footprints going down any of these?
Yeah. Make sure the light is lit and look for clues.
Alright, gang, give me perception checks.
That's 1d12 again.
Yep.
1d12 plus whatever your perception. Yep. Oh, that's what I expected.
2.
Alright, Kiri. Unlike everybody else,
It's hard to see without eyeballs.
I mean, that's
You
fair.
can see in the dark.
That's also fair. That's weird. You see tracks going on the left path. Humanoid tracks. Along with rat light tracks just kind of going everywhere.
Well, the rat tracks go everywhere. People tracks go that way. And I strike a dramatic pose with my fiddle and bow.
I take out a little tinkered gadget and make a little tiny, teeny little strobe light behind for dramatic effect.
Hey, if nothing else, I can at least look properly dramatic.
In the meantime, I am blorping towards the left.
Yeah.
Alright. Come to another junction. Left or right? Sorry, I guess forward or right.
Squint to see where the footprints lead.
Give me a perception check.
I can't do worse.
Let me pretend to squint.
11!
Nice.
Turns out you have to squint to see.
Alright, Kiri, give me one as well. Just in case.
I was gonna say, what would I roll if Kiri like balanced her bow on her finger and spun it for like a direction to go in?
That would just be depends how many directions, and they die of that many directions. So in this case, a 2. Squeege, you're getting better at this. You know things. Your goo has adjusted to the light level down here. And you can sense the tracks going to the left, going forward still.
When the Goo Master realizes they'd made verbal mistakes.
I would like to shape my goo into a fancy arrow and point in the direction of the footprints.
You're unduly adorable. Alright. You come to a third junction. Left or right? Give me perception checks, because I know you're gonna look.
8.
13!
13.
Jesus, we're rolling.
Curie just points one direction that her bow spins on.
Yeah, alright. Alright, Riley. You see the tracks are going right now.
I'm just gonna take Kirie's finger and point it towards the right.
That works.
Another junction. Give me your perception checks. It's left or right again.
God.
Fine, I'll look like a proper person.
Oh no.
That-
Oh no.
Yeah.
Well, we have one more person to
Come on, Squeege. Use that
I
goo.
roll.
squint.
You did.
What? Oh
Oh!
no! We are screwed.
Alright.
I squinted too hard.
Did you poke your own not eye out?
Maybe.
Oh wait, here's a piece of goo, and I'm just gonna pick up a piece of goo from the floor and splat it back in Squeege's face.
Oh, that's incredibly gross. You have no idea. Which way would you like to go, left or right?
I could spin my bow again.
Hold on.
Sure.
Hold on. Can somebody take a closer? Actually, you know what? I'm gonna spend a quest point, and I'm going to attempt to replace one of Squeege's roll. No, not Squeege. One of Kirie's rolls.
Alright.
So I just roll mine.
I should have talked about like quest points and stuff before this.
Yeah,
Forgot though.
and it's the same exact roll that I had before.
Good.
No, one better.
Yeah, still no idea. Sorry, bud.
It's fine.
Eeny, miny, squeegee, that away.
Okay,
one
we're
was
going
that
that
away?
way. Left.
Left.
Alright.
Left and right. Or correct.
You go left and you follow a curve in the path all the way around. And then a sharp 90-degree curve right and come once more to a left-right junction.
Was this?
It's not the same one, no.
All right.
I would like to
sweetie.
see if there are any footprints.
Yeah, me too.
Alright.
Curie actually gets down on her stomach to squint at the floor really close.
Yeah, sure, Kiri, I'll give you advantage for that. Why not? So 2d12 instead of 1.
Oh.
That's what advantage does in this game.
Yep. I mean,
didn't
yep.
just getting down on the ground would give me a bit.
Well, you're closer to the floor.
Right.
So you take the 8 there, so that's a 10. Alright,
10 as well.
yeah. Kiri and Riley. You see a different set of humanoid tracks heading to the right here.
A different?
Well, you've lost the initial trail.
Oh, the original. Okay. So then we go right.
You follow the cave for a while, and you come to a fungal forest. In the distance ahead of you, between the giant mushrooms and other forms of fungi, you can see the clean white bones of a dead keeler rat. What would you like to do?
Footprints?
Oh yeah, give me an investigation check.
You mean a perception?
A perception check.
8.
Alright.
Ooh. Apparently I wasn't too distracted by the mushrooms.
Yeah.
I was.
I thought you were more distracted by the bones.
Squeege, you feel a deep kinship with these creatures. Riley and Kiri, you see that the footprints appear to go straight through this fungal forest.
Okay, then let's go straight through this fungal forest.
like carnivorous mushrooms, are they? Kyria pokes the nearest mushrooms with the tip of her bow.
You guys
Be
have
gentle.
a nature skill or anything?
Yes, actually.
Uh,
It's a wilderness
Yeah.
under know-how.
Yeah. Why don't all three of you give me wilderness checks?
Is that again just a 1D?
Yeah. Every
It's
check is 1d12.
1d12
Right, this
plus
skill
whatever
is
your weakness
wilderness.
is. Yep, it's under know-how.
it's the
Yeah.
last skill.
I got an 11.
So 7, 10, and 11.
All right. Riley,
Mm-hmm.
you remember like 2 seconds ago when Kiri's like, oh man, these aren't like carnivorous fungi, right?
Do I stop Kiri from actually poking that mushroom and be like, no, don't touch it?
I'm gonna go ahead and say yeah. I'll be nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, no, don't touch it. Yes. The answer is yes. You don't want to touch those.
Is there a clear path through the mushrooms?
You can try following those paths from earlier.
So we need to get through and not touch any mushrooms. Do we need to also be quiet, or are they sensitive to light, or
Being quiet would be a good idea.
Shit.
Are we gonna sneak our way through the mushrooms?
Fuck. Can I just wilderness to notice what
There's-
not to be nearby?
Yeah,
there's
sure.
both sneak and nimbleness under
And-
Knack.
And also wilderness to, navigate.
Yeah, you know what? I'll be nice and let you do wilderness. The other two of you, give me a sneak.
can it be nimbleness? No, I do have sneak. Okay, I have sneak and nimble.
All right.
11.
6
Oh, come on!
Oh no.
and a 3.
I apparently sneezed and fell on the mushrooms, or something.
I would like to lend a hand because I have. It also allows me to roll with advantage whenever I attempt to catch someone's fall, pull them out of danger, or something similar. So I'd like to steady Kiri because I'm nervous that she'll fall and wind up getting turned into a pile of bones.
Yeah, sure. Go for it.
Okay.
Want to write my own swan song?
So would this also be a nimbleness?
Sure.
Okay. I don't know why I asked. I'd rather not. Because it's still going to give me -1. Yes, it's also spending another quest point for it. So I'm spending a quest point. So that would be oof. Never mind.
That's not how quest points work.
Is it
Isn't
not?
it?
No.
Okay, then I can't do that.
What? How many
Quest points represent your adventuring savvy, your will to succeed, and perhaps a bit of luck. You can use quest points for 2 things: to use once per session, another time in the session, or to increase a check by 1, even after it is rolled.
Ahem. The lend a hand is once per session.
Is it a class ability or perk?
Yes. It's a loyal chum ability.
This is the third time you've used it.
No, the first time is free.
Okay.
First time is once per session.
But this is the
And
After
second.
then you
that.
use quest points.
After that, so this is the second time I'm using it. Not like it matters because it still failed.
Okay. All right. I got you. 7 is better than 3.
But that was with advantage.
This is
It's not.
true.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So it was just a 1 roll,
Oh.
not the 2. That's why I'm like
4
it's
is still
not
better than 3.
by 1.
No, Pi. That's. Oh, with advantage. Yes.
Yes,
Not
with advantage.
disadvantage.
Yes, Garm.
I feel like I should be able to like come up with lyrics and get like boost advantage somehow with that instead of just being once.
That's a different system.
Yeah. All right. So, Kiri, you manage to you fall towards the bed of carnivorous fungi, and your dear friend Riley manages to grab you by the shoulder and prevent you from falling entirely. But one like one of your feet does stumble into it, and you're going to take 1 damage to your courage.
How I lost one of my courage earlier, right? Or 4 from courage, or
Yeah, you lost 4 from courage earlier. Courage is basically your HP.
Oh no, how is your courage doing?
I am down to 10 out of 15.
Oh,
That's
that's
not
not
bad.
terrible.
Right, and before you guys move out of the, well, as you guys make your way through the rest of the fungus hell world, as you reach the exit of the fungal forest, that's where we're going to take a break. Be back in just a few minutes. And we're back. Hello. I have food inside of me now, which is wonderful news because food is very good. If you're watching this and have not eaten recently, Karu, make sure to eat.
That's not a call out at all.
Oh,
Yes, it
Point
is.
fingers. Nope.
no siree, Bob. So where we left
Also-
our... Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say also, if Karu is watching, also make sure Zio, because she's the one who doesn't actually say when she doesn't eat.
It's true. Yes, so where we left our valiant heroes, you had just survived the treacherous carnivorous fungal forest. Without getting eaten to death, thankfully. Thanks to some quick thinking from Riley.
I believe Kiri had a poem about the experience, even.
Mm-hmm.
A ballad, sort of. But imagine that curious singing. At the worstest of times, I gave a big sneeze. I tripped on a mushroom and fell to my knees. The danger is dire. I cling to my bow. The saddest and lamest ways I could go. My swan song, unsung. I'm facing my doom. Defeated, alas, by carnivorous shrooms. But only a bite did the foul fungus take. Thanks to Riley, I live the luckiest break. And I apologize for this horrible poem.
It's not that bad. I've heard a lot worse.
Yeah, Garm's made a lot worse.
Thank you.
I
was gonna say it, but
Oh, I was absolutely.
I know
we
you
were
did.
like, we know, but hey.
Alright, you have 2 options. Long slithering cave or ominous pond. Which would you like to venture to?
Where doth thy footprints go?
Fuck, I forgot about the footprint. It's ominous slithering cave.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't want to go to the pond. I retain water easily.
Oh, you get bloated there, Squeak?
No, I just don't want to leak the entire way back.
Oh, that's
I
disgusting.
mean, we wouldn't get lost.
Yeah. You'd lead them back to us, is what you do.
Exactly. I'm not the stealthiest squeege I can be if we go into the lake.
Not to mention, my instrument would get waterlogged, and that would truly be tragic.
Get that sea punk, yeah.
Yeah, and I'd rather not have you go
Boo.
hunting for another instrument, because I saw how you eyed up those bagpipes the last time.
Oh yeah, let's not do
Wrong
that.
with my bagpiping skills.
Nothing. I will. Oh look, I think I see the deed over that way.
Oh wow, let's go!
Blorp, 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 blorp.
Alright, so you guys follow the long, slightly winding cave. You know, it's not as labyrinthine as your earlier experience, but it is, you can never see more than about 10 feet ahead of you. And at the end of it, you find a 20-foot chasm with only a single ropey vine spanning its length. What would you like to do?
The lightest of us, gelatinous goo aside.
Mm, I mean, I don't know how tall shrimps are supposed to be, but as per most of my characters, it's probably small.
5 foot even, gotcha.
I mean,
I have no idea how big a Bogart is either.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't actually say.
Boggart's probably a bit bigger, I think. Although it is
So,
way
like,
funnier if it's Bogart, because it's like the famous movie star. Sorry, distracted a little bit easily. My wife thinks I might have ADD.
Can't imagine
I
why.
can't imagine.
mm.
So who are you sending across the line?
Hey, Goo, you can just sort of ooze down the rope, can't you?
More importantly, I would like to use a quest point to bully my Boggle crew across the rope instead.
Okay.
Do we have any more rope that we could send across with the Balgo crew to
I
back
mean,
up the vine?
I have a net.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll send Zam, the sneaky Boggle, across with a net.
All right.
That was
Gonna
the
hold on to the other end. Fasten it down.
All right. Well, that should catch any of you should you fall. So that's good news. Who
And
would?
then I'll slither over first.
All
Maybe-
right.
Actually, wouldn't you make the rope slippery?
Yeah, I'll go first.
All right, Riley, give me a nimbleness.
Fuck.
What's a
You already
fight?
said you were gonna go.
I know I said I was gonna go.
I can go first. I do have.
Nope.
Nope.
No,
It's fine. I said I was gonna.
I'll sing you a
Oh,
song
why
of
didn't it actually? Hold on.
bravery.
Well,
'Cause that was the
listen,
wrong
you gotta
thing.
put an R, not an S. Those aren't even close together.
They're adjacent.
3. At least it wasn't a complete failure.
Uh, hey, Squeege, how strong are your boggles?
Would that be Vim, Vigor, Knack, or Know-How?
Vigor.
Oh no.
Well, we're holding on to the other end.
To the one end, yes.
Right.
So Riley may have a little bit of a faceplant with the
Yeah.
Side of the
Riley's got
chasm.
at least one end.
How does it say how vigorous your boggles are?
-3.
No. The one Boggle has -3, but the crew of Boggles, it doesn't say.
Okay.
It just says they're useful for menial, so I suspect they're like average at best.
All right.
They just have to outweigh him, don't they?
What you saying? I'm fat.
Yes.
Well, you did just eat all of those waffles.
All right,
I
Kiri.
did not.
How about you give me an athletics check to try
Oh,
and
no.
Oh dear.
Kiri or Riley?
Kiri, sorry.
Kiri's not the one on the rope.
She's the one holding the net to catch our dear friend.
Oh, okay.
who
Oh, I
happened-
thought it was. Shoot.
you got a 3.
I know I got a 3.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
Wait,
Hi.
I'll sing your swan song. I've got a good one here.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is I'm going to tell you what should happen here, and then we're just going to rewind a bit because you guys are going to hate that circumstance.
Okay.
So what's supposed to happen here is if you fall from that rope, you get caught by an invisible spider web. Yes. And then that goes as you would expect.
But since this party's made up of people that are afraid of spiders,
yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and like back up to before you fell, and we're just gonna get you guys across the rope.
with great difficulty and screaming. I'm
Yes,
sure.
it's very heroic and definitely not embarrassing in any way.
I could call in a favor from an old chum using my other loyal chum abilities. Roll chum plus charm once per session. You can make up an old friend that you've run into who can help you or give you advice. This old chum can be a big bird that can fly us across.
Or
Yeah, sure, why not?
Named Goose.
a story of how to get across using only one vine.
I like
very
big.
friendly big spider who will
No.
be.
No, we'll dump you into the canyon.
Aw,
Unfortunately, these people do not like spiders.
I see.
I'm as disappointed as you are, don't worry. Alright, so what you chumming there, Show?
My chum. Well, firstly,
Chum chum chum.
Chum in
it's
the
a
waters.
12. So his name is Gorble Goose, and I've helped him out more than a bit. He broke a wing a long time ago, and I helped nurse him back to health. And then he owes me a favor. So he definitely, being the giant goose he is, would fly us across.
Alright. It is a fine day in this cave, and your friend Gorble Goose helps you across. Honk.
That's exactly why he was
Happy
goose.
honk.
Yeah. Happy honk, everybody. Wait, honk ended yesterday. No, honk ends today. Happy honk.
Yeah, honk. Mm-hmm.
I hope you had a hop. Yeah.
Alright, go team. Also happy Hanukkah, everybody. This isn't a Hanukkah themed session, it's just
No.
it happens during. What was I saying? Right.
Across the chasm.
Across the chasm. Enormous crystals sprout like asparagus spears from the rocks. Glowing red eyes peer like gems in the darkness. You can see the gnawed skeleton of a goblin in a Krog and Sons hard hat on the ground in front of you. And the contents of its pack are strewn about. A glittering gem and a memo. What would you like to do?
Quick question before Gorble Goose disappeared. Is there any chance I could sneak a feather, like a stray feather from it?
Yeah, sure.
If you want to get pecked.
Yeah, you could. Oh yeah, they're geese. Fuck you. Yeah, I wouldn't try it. Not if you value your life.
Listen, he owed me a favor. I'm pretty sure that favor is not to to spare you should you cross him.
Could I charm it out of a feather for writing brave ballads?
Sure. Why don't you try it? Why don't you give me a charm check? Chum chum chum.
Honk.
7, which I believe is a mixed success.
I think so.
So
Yeah.
instead of like a fancy quill feather, I get like a fluffy down feather.
Yeah, sure. And then you get a down feather, and then it flops off, going honk off, steal the bell, honk, and flaps off into the darkness. You're not sure how the Gorble Goose got down here, or how it intends to escape, but such is the nature of the goose, you can never really be sure.
Well, he's a wizard.
Its strange obsession with bells.
He's a wizard, Harry.
He's a wizard.
I would like to upgrade my hard hat.
Oh man.
I think this hard hat's worse than yours.
Yeah, no, don't do it.
It has bite marks.
So we have a memo, which is probably.
And a shiny
And-
gem.
Yep. But was there anything else in the pack?
Yeah,
Or
I'm
just
gonna go
those?
through the pack while you check out the memo.
There's some half-eaten rations. There's like a thing of peanut butter. Just peanut butter.
Huh.
Like a little pack of. You know, like those things that you give cats, or you like squish little bits of it out and they lick it, and
Oh yeah,
Blah,
the
blah,
tubes.
blah, blah, blah,
yeah,
blah,
yeah,
blah.
it's like that but with peanut butter.
So it's a Go-Gurt, but with peanut butter.
It's a Go-Gurt but with peanut butter.
So what does the memo say?
I'm eating the peanut butter.
I don't care.
Aw.
In the memo, there are written orders from Krog and Sons Incorporated that detail the Goblin's mission to steal Walls, apparently. Wally's, I assume, property deed. And learn why Subterranean Pits and Lairs LLC wants Wally's property so bad.
Because he
mean-
has really good waffles.
Because
Well, we're
there's
taking
a
this
dungeon.
as evidence.
Yep. Is there anything else around here that could lead us to the deed?
And I'm taking this hard hat with me.
Free hard hat. You know, speaking of the deed, as you're Riley, do you read aloud out of curiosity, telling the rest of the team what's up?
We don't want me to read it.
Yeah, probably.
All right. As you finish, out of the glowing like purple gems comes a very large kilo rat, about the size of a very large wolf. Um, it says he's huge. I don't know. And he looks at all of you and goes, "You come to steal King Click's deed? What would you like to do?"
Curie leans over and whispers to Squeege, "Now would be a great time to spit that knife."
I would like to valiantly retort back, but fail because my appendage is stuck with the peanut butter.
That would make it a little bit hard to spit a knife in the first place.
I would like to point an appendage at it and go, "Down my old Waffle Master!
King
Charge!"
Nope.
King
Blurp, 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 blurp.
King Click has the largest brain. King Click is superior. King Click knows what you seek. Deed! You seek the deed, but Click has the deed. And with the deed comes power. Power over Wally, and freedom for my killer rat brethren.
Blurp, 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 blurp.
Hey, Riley, do you still have that soda?
I
Don't
do.
you fucking dare.
Well, maybe the soda would dissolve the peanut butter and then Squeege could
No.
launch.
No!
God.
Besides, I'm
Good
already
idea.
charging ahead.
The dew of the mount. You're just going straight to try and kill it?
I
Yeah.
mean, we're not gonna try and argue with it or convince it. I'm not the best.
Listen,
at
I have
convincing,
disadvantage when talking without party. I solve these things with pointy objects and a hard hat.
but yeah, I Riley was looking at Kiri and being like, "Can't you talk him out of it?"
No.
I mean, you're welcome to try. There is in fact a
There-
step of the combat
parlay.
procedure that is parlay, yeah.
Yep.
Sure, I can try to charm it and offer to sing it, write it into a great ballad and trade for a peaceful negotiation for the deed.
King Click not want nice story. King Click want save brethren from Wally.
Well,
Go
If-
ahead.
I'm just gonna look at him and be like, "Wally, as long as your brethren don't hurt Wally, Wally won't hurt your brethren.
No.
If those stupid dungeon people say that they have the deed, or if they find out that somebody who's not Wally has the deed, they'll send people to try and take it."
Wally kill my brethren. Wally eat my brethren. Wally serve my brethren for
I'm
food.
sorry, what?
Curie gets a little bit green faced at the thought of what meat Wally was actually serving. I really, 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 really hope I misunderstood what you said.
Wally raised us
Also,
like
you
cattle.
cut out.
Oh, did I? Sorry.
Yeah, you cut out like through half of the first part, so I have no idea what's going on.
The King Click has the largest brain part, or the more recent one?
The more recent one.
Okay.
It was after Kiri wanted to parlay.
King Click not want fancy song. King Click want Wally to stop eating brethren. Is that better?
Oh. Yeah, I didn't get any of that before.
Okay.
And
Well-
Curie is horrified at the idea of anyone eating rats, and then
And if you think the Dungeoneer, or if the dungeon owning companies are going to be any better, well, they'll just kill your brethren without eating anything. And then they'll be useless.
there won't be waffles, and that is a true tragedy.
What if we convince Wally to use other ingredients for food and leave your brethren alone?
King Click thinks for a minute, using his impressive rat brain, and see his eyes glow a little bit as he thinks. If Wally stop eat brethren, if brethren free, then perhaps King Click hand over deed.
You could sweeten the pot. Bet he'd trade some waffles for that deed too.
Delicious
Yeah.
waffles. With syrup?
I
With
do
syrup.
think he said something about didn't want people to think there were rats in his basement. So if you either relocated or we deem this to be a sanctuary for your brethren, then there wouldn't be any reason for him to want to get rid of you. And if he had a brave engineer, possibly goo related, to find him fresh meat, then he wouldn't have to kill your brethren for food.
Hmm.
Curie strums some dramatic music to make the tense moment more tenser.
Alright,
To intensify it.
King Click seems to be swayed by your words. And he looks at all of you and says, I give you deed. You convince Wally to feed us and stop eating us, correct?
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
Uh, if 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 uh if terrible Wally continue to hunt brethren and King Click will wreak the most direst vengeance. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
On my honor as a treasure finder and dungeoneer.
On my bestest ballads ever.
On my fanciest and most complicated tinkers.
King Click finds this acceptable. King Click will give you the deed. And then he makes a horrible noise in his throat and spits the deed at Squeege.
It's gross.
Yeah, I'm just gonna wipe it off on myself and absorb anything that isn't the deed, and then place the deed safely into my pack.
Great.
I'm glad you're the one touching it and not me.
As a sign of further goodwill, I can cook you something.
Ooh, King Click like food.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'd like to spend a little bit of time and cook.
And play pretty music and sing of brave deeds King Click has done. Little soul music while we prepare food for our tentative allies.
I feel like you guys should know that King Click has a little cardboard crown with the Wally's logo on it.
Aww.
My God.
Aww.
I'll have to post that somewhere later. I just scroll
Please.
down to the art of him, and it's very small.
Is it like one of those Burger King paper crowns?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Oh my God, I love it.
Me too.
He wears a paper Wally's crown meant for children.
I love it.
So technically I'm supposed to make you like roll for the social stuff, but I think you've done a good enough job that I'm not gonna. Social combat mechanics are hard. Right, so you guys eat a wonderful meal and then I assume head back. Indeed.
Yep.
Alright.
Hey, so, Kiri, take 2 courage back. 'Cause that's
right,
what my
'cause you
cooking
can
does.
heal.
Did you
do
actually
more
even
healing.
Hmm?
You actually do more healing than I do. Because I do like 1d6.
Amazing.
Well, mine is only per rest.
Yeah, it's very situational.
Yeah, mine's per session, I
Yeah,
think.
but you can do once per session stuff if you spend
Yep,
quest
If
points.
you spend... This is legitimately, you can only do it once per rest, and this perk you cannot spend quest points to do more.
Gotcha.
It has to be, you have to have enough time to cook.
I really don't understand the way my weapon heals.
I'm also not really clear on that, and I'll leave that as a bit of feedback, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, once you guys make your way back through the everything and don't get killed by a spider, what are you guys gonna tell Wally exactly?
We're gonna be blunt and be like, so there's a very, very, very smart rat down there who took offense to you killing and eating and serving its people.
Keep it down, will you?
Yeah.
If you stop doing it, we won't say anything. And also, it was totally the Dungeoneering company that originally stole it.
Yeah, and I put down the hard hat and say that King Click got the deed from the people that stole it from you, which does sort of kind of make it his in the Finders Keeper law with bylaws. And
Yes, subset law B.
So if you do want your deed back, you're going to have to abide by his rules. I did suggest though that you could make a sanctuary for adventurers down there as a side gig, and say if you blurb hired a skillful party and dungeoneer, that we could I mean they could supply you with all the org meat that you might need.
Hmm.
Of course, if you're still reluctant, if people thought just having rats in the basement is bad, I wonder what they would think if I sung a song about
Yep,
a
nope, I accept
Waffle
your offer.
House.
Hey,
I don't
guys.
know if I should be offended that you won't even let me sing my song, or
Nope.
Your party's like, no, you shouldn't.
Don't push it. I am probably going to kind of pull Kiri and Squeege aside and be like, so we still have the memo from the Dungeoneering company admitting to having sent somebody to steal the deed.
Exactly. That's how we're gonna make money until we get our full-time job for We Org Killers.
It's from a different company trying to find out why the other one wants his place. There are two companies involved, Krog and Sons and Subterranean Pits and Layers LLC.
Okay.
No, we're just gonna put the screws to Krog and Sons.
Yeah, that's fair.
I wonder if we could like frame one and get the other to like get the two companies to fight it out.
They fighting it out.
Horrifying. Well,
What?
Wally does agree to hire you guys on in return for free waffles and We Org meat.
And no more rats, right?
Yes, there were never rats. What? No rats.
Of course not. That was exotic meats.
Yeah.
From a faraway land.
Look, guys, we're all saved, he shouts. Cheer on these heroes, and waffles and rascal cider for everybody.
Woo!
Yeah. Well, congratulations on saving the day, I almost said you fuckers. You folks.
I mean...
Yeah, that totally fits the land of Eam. Let's...
Yes.
Yeah.
Blorp, 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 blorp.
God, I love Squeech.
Squeech, such language.
Listen, Squeech just swears so much, that's why all you can hear is blorps.
Also, yes, for what it's worth, the gelatinous goo in the graphic novels these are based on, Rickety Stitch and the gelatinous goo, is effectively treated like R2-D2 in that regard. Nobody can understand him except for Rickety Stitch.
So what you're telling
So
me
he
is yes,
could be
because
swearing all the
R2-D2
time.
swears the entire time and he just gets bleeped the entire time.
You would too if you were around Anakin for that long.
Yeah.
Fair point. Fair point.
Alright, and yeah, with that, I guess that's yes, good. That's the night for us.
Woo woo!
Have a good night, everybody.